This is just a quick video. This is the Wyze plug. I converted this one to be a dry contact relay that runs on 12 volts. I had to remove the relay that was right here for that, because that relay, I checked online, the specs say it could only operate properly at 5 volts. So I put my 12 volt relay in there. You guys, if you wanted to, you could, if you wanted to make the system run 5 volts, you could probably keep the 5 volt relay and solder these connections from the other side. Real quick, this module runs on 2 different voltages. It runs on 5 volts for the relay and probably some of the other electronics, and 3.3 volts for the Wi-Fi module. The voltage is stepped down from 120 volts that comes in here by this series of components here. That steps it down to 5 volts, and then this regulator right here, I'll take the 5 volts and step it down to 3.1 volts. But this particular regulator, I checked online, you could put up to 12 volts into it and it'll still put out 3.3 no problem. So there was no need to change out the regulator on this one. So if you want to do your input voltages anywhere between 5 volts and 12 volts, you'll be fine with this setup. Originally, I hooked up my plus 12 volts to this tab right here, but I found it was hard to solder there. And so what I did was, since I removed the relay, I hooked up my plus 5 volts to this contact point right here. If you were to leave the relay and you could just attach it to the other side of the board. This one right here is the negative voltage. When the relay is in the on position, it connects this point to ground, and then that's what triggers the relay. I'm not going to be able to show you this because I'm recording on my phone that controls the devices, but maybe I'll power up and we can just play with the button. My negative power connector is attached right here to the metal part. On the other side of the board, it's the metal part on the switch, but any of these areas are connected together. That's a good solder point for a ground. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, and this one right here, it just outputs the voltage you want here. So if you guys want to get a beefier relay, like a 30 amp relay or 100 amp relay, pretty much anything you want, any device you wanted to control, you can control it with just the 5 to 12 volt inputs over here. I'm going to turn it on right now. I'm going to turn the power supply on right now. 12.1 volts. You hear the relay clicks momentarily. That is a flaw with the Wyze system. The relay will click momentarily when the device turns on, which is really annoying. But other than that, once it boots up, it restores to the previous state it was in. Right now, it's connecting, booting up. If you want to, you could remove these contacts as well. They really don't do anything in low voltage mode. To get the device out of the casing, just to speed things up, I actually just cut these off with a grinding wheel on my Dremel, because I wasn't going to use them anyway, and they seem to be making the circuit board stay stuck. This is still booting up. Let's wait for it to boot up the rest of the way. Okay, it's booted up. It's currently in off mode because the light's not on. But when we press the manual button on the side here, light comes on, relay comes on. And like I said, I'm doing this currently in my phone, so that's controlled, so I can't actually show you through the phone, but it does work through the phone as well. So this is a way you could expand your Wyze module to, if you wanted to have it do more than just run 110 volts, this one it could run low voltage system, 12 volts, 5 to 12 volts input power, and then you could just use standard relays that we use in the industry, like the RB5 or the RB30. Yeah, this is a quick prototype, just to give you guys an idea how it works. So any comments, leave me any comments, maybe make this better or anything like that, just leave them below. Thank you.